So as we think today about witness, I have a story I'd love to share. Once upon a time, there was a football team. We'll call them the Washington Redskins. They were a very good team. They worked hard and played hard, and they won lots of games. And their coach was the best in all the land, indeed in all the universe, actually. Every week, the hardworking team would go out on the field to give their very best, and they were greeted by the most wonderful crowd. There were about 200 people who came, although not all at the same time. And they cheered the team on with great gusto. Go team, go. Every game, the best coach in all the universe would smile a big smile and wave to the crowd. And each week he scanned the stadium. It could seat 82,000 people. It was a very lovely stadium indeed. The 200 people who came each week loved the stadium. They were so glad to have such good seats to watch the wonderful game and to cheer on the best coach in all the universe. Each week you could see just a bit of concern on the face of the coach and perhaps just a bit of sadness in his eyes. But quickly he would smile and wave again to the crowd. He loved the crowd so very much. And the game meant everything to him. Often the coach would go to a coffee shop just about a block away from the stadium, and it was usually filled with very busy and somewhat grumpy people. The coach would wave and smile whenever anyone looked his way, and they often didn't. One day, a tired-looking young man asked if a seat next to the coach was empty. Of course, the coach said with a big smile, "Please have a seat." And the young man sat down. The coach smiled at him, and the young man frowned and looked away rather grumpily. "Why so glum?" the coach asked. "What do you care?" the young man said. "I do care," the coach said. "Maybe it will help to talk." "If you want to know," the young man said, "my life is too busy. I don't make enough money. I don't like my job. My girlfriend broke up with me, and I'm bored out of my mind with just staring at my phone." "Oh, how difficult that all sounds," said the coach. "Would you be willing to try something different if it led to something different? Why don't you come to the football game this week? It's on me. Tickets are free." "Football?" the young man asked and looked confused. "What's football?" "Oh, dear, you don't know what football is?" The coach looked startled. "Hasn't anyone ever told you about football? What we do down the street there in that big stadium." "What stadium?" "No, I don't know what you're talking about." "Has no one ever invited you to the game?" "No." Now the coach was very surprised. Every week, all the crowd that came to the stadium came with tickets that they didn't have to pay for. The tickets were given to them for free, which is pretty amazing because the tickets cost the coach everything he had. He didn't mind. He wanted the tickets to be free, and every week each person was given a dozen or more tickets to give away to others for free. "Here, look," said the coach, pulling a ticket out of his pocket. "Here's a ticket. Have you never seen one?" "No." "Well, here, take this one. It's just for you. See that stadium down the street there? Come and watch the game. It will be great, and our team will win." The young man looked grumpy and unconvinced, but he took the ticket and walked away. He looked back once, and the coach looked him square in the eye and smiled and waved and said, "Come, you are welcome and wanted." Later that day, there was a practice, and the coach was glad to be with the team, and the team was glad to be with the coach. And as they were getting ready to practice, the coach gathered the team around for a talk. "Team," the coach said, "I met someone today who didn't know what football was." "Ooh," said the team, "how could that possibly be?" And he had never seen a ticket and didn't even know that there's a stadium here. "Oh no," said the team. "How can that possibly be? Do you, team, give away the tickets you've been given?" "Oh, well," they began, "Sure, sort of, sometimes. Well, the people we know already have been given tickets, and people are really very busy, and not everyone likes football, you know, and, well, some people root for other teams." And they had all sorts of things to say about it. "Wait a minute," the coach interrupted. "You love this game, right?" "Oh, yes, we do," they all said. And you believe we're a winning team, right?" "Oh, for sure, Coach, of course. We win all the time." Not anyone said anything different. "Then why wouldn't you give the tickets away to anyone, everyone, anyone at all? I just don't understand." After practice, the coach was leaving, and he saw one of the people who comes every week, and after smiling and waving and saying hello to them, he asked that person the same questions he'd asked the team. "I have a question," he said. "Each week when you're given those dozen or more free tickets, do you give them away to other people?" Sometimes. Like if there's a really special game." "Isn't every game special?" asked the coach. "Are you embarrassed of me?" No, not at all." "Are you embarrassed of the team?" No, of course not." "Surely not that. We think you're the best coach in the universe. It's just that, well, I don't always have the tickets with me. And people, they don't all know that I go to football games. And if I give them a ticket, I'd have to explain to them that I like football." The coach was looking more and more confused and wide-eyed with every passing sentence. "Football is wonderful, right?" asked the coach. "Yes, for sure, Coach, it really is. We love it. We love you. We love the stadium. We love the game." "Is it hard to let people know you go to football games?" Mostly not. Well, but it depends." "I don't understand," the coach said. "Well, if it's a good friend or a good neighbor, so you give them tickets." "No, not usually." I wish you would. Please give the tickets away. They are free." And the coach didn't say, "But they cost me everything." The next game day, the coach had a wonderful surprise. The young man that he'd given the ticket to was at the game. Not only did the coach smile and wave, he went right up to the young man and gave him a hug. He made sure his seat was good, he could see well. He gave him a hot dog and something to drink and made sure he was as comfortable as he could be. Every once in a while during the game, the coach would look up at the young man and smile and wave at him. And eventually the young man was cheering. And then he was on his feet and stomping and hollering with every good play. And then he was cheering with the rest. "Go team, go." The next week the young man was there again, and this time he had a friend with him. And they both cheered and hollered and had a great time. And the next week he was there again with two more friends. Months went by and he never missed a game. And he always brought others with him, and he always stopped and had a kind word with the coach. One day the man hugged the coach at the end of the game and said, "Coach, I want to play." The coach smiled. You can't imagine the smile on the coach's face. "I always knew you would. You will be a great player. Come to practice tomorrow. We have a uniform just the right size for you. And young man, never ever forget to give your tickets away. Never. Someone else needs them just like you did." In the Gospel according to Matthew, it is written, "Then the 11 disciples went to Galilee, to the mountain where Jesus had told them to go. And when they saw him, they worshipped him, but some doubted. Then Jesus came to them and said, 'All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age.'"